Hey everyone, welcome back to New Day with English Stories. It's great to have you here again. I'm Jimmy, and today we're going to talk about something that, honestly, most of us are probably guilty of. Something incredibly simple, and yet somehow our brains manage to turn it into a 3-hour psychological investigation. Today, we're talking about overthinking. You know that moment when someone sends you a message saying, okay, just one word, okay, and suddenly your brain goes, wait, why did they say okay? Are they angry? Did I do something wrong? Was the period at the end too aggressive? And then 5 minutes later, you're analyzing punctuation like you're working for the FBI. So why do we do this? Why can't our brains simply say, it's probably fine, and move on? Well, let's talk about it.
Overthinking happens when we keep analyzing a situation long after we've already thought about it enough. We replay conversations. We imagine future problems. We create imaginary arguments. And sometimes we even argue with people who aren't actually there. Have you ever had an argument in your head while taking a shower? You know exactly what I mean. Someone says something to you in real life. You don't have a good response, so you smile and say, yeah, okay. Then 3 hours later, while you're washing your hair, your brain suddenly says, oh, I know what I should have said. And then you imagine yourself walking back into the room dramatically. You look at the person and say the perfect sentence. Everyone becomes silent. The background music starts, and you walk away like a movie hero. Unfortunately, the conversation ended 3 hours ago. Your shampoo was the only audience.
But here's the interesting part. Overthinking isn't necessarily a sign that you're weak or incapable of making decisions. In many cases, it comes from something very human, the desire for certainty. Our brains don't like uncertainty. When we don't know what will happen, our minds try to predict it. We think, what if this happens? What if that happens? What if I make the wrong decision? What if people don't like me? What if everything goes horribly wrong? And then our brain says, great, let's think about all of those possibilities until 3 a.m. The strange thing is that overthinking can make us feel productive. We feel like we're solving a problem. But sometimes, we're not solving anything. We're just walking around the same mental circle, again and again and again. It's like having a washing machine in your head, but forgetting to turn it off. One of the biggest fuels for overthinking is the phrase, what if? What if I make the wrong choice? What if they misunderstand me? What if I fail? What if I succeed? Wait, what if I succeed and then suddenly have too much responsibility? Our brains are incredibly creative when it comes to inventing problems. You can be sitting peacefully on your sofa. Everything is fine. Your life is fine. Your coffee is fine. Your internet is working. And suddenly your brain whispers, remember that embarrassing thing you did in 2014? Why? Why are we doing this? Nobody asked. And suddenly you're lying in bed at midnight thinking about something that happened 12 years ago. Meanwhile, everyone else involved has probably forgotten it completely. But your brain has archived it, indexed it, backed it up, and apparently, it's ready for the director's cut. Overthinking becomes especially powerful when relationships are involved. Someone doesn't reply to your message for 2 hours, and suddenly your brain creates an entire documentary. They're busy. No, they're probably annoyed. Maybe I said something strange. Maybe they don't want to talk to me anymore. Maybe they... Hold on. Maybe they're just taking a shower. We often treat missing information as if it's negative information.
And that's a huge trap. When we don't know the answer, our brains sometimes fill the empty space with the worst possible explanation. But uncertainty doesn't automatically mean something is wrong. Sometimes no answer simply means no answer yet. That's it. Nothing dramatic, no secret message, no hidden meaning, no international conspiracy. Thinking is useful. Planning is useful. Learning from mistakes is useful. But there is a difference between thinking about a problem and thinking yourself into a problem. If thinking helps you make a decision, that's useful. If thinking helps you understand your feelings, that's useful. But if you keep asking the same question without getting any closer to an answer, maybe it's time to stop. Sometimes the best question isn't, what could possibly go wrong? Maybe it's, what can I actually do right now? That's a much more powerful question. You can't control every possible future. You can't control what everyone thinks about you. You can't control every outcome. But you can control your next small step. And sometimes, that's enough. So the next time you catch yourself overthinking, try asking yourself 3 questions. Number 1, is this a real problem or an imaginary problem? Number 2, can I do something about it right now? And number 3, will this still matter a year from now? These questions can help create some distance between you and your thoughts. Because here's something important. You are not every thought that enters your mind. A thought is just a thought. It doesn't automatically deserve your attention. Sometimes your brain gives you a notification, and you don't have to open it. Honestly, if only our brains had a do not disturb mode. Imagine that. Sorry, I'm currently unavailable. Please leave your worries after the beep. That would be amazing. So maybe the goal isn't to completely stop overthinking. After all, we're human. We're going to worry. We're going to question ourselves. We're going to replay conversations. And yes, we're probably going to remember embarrassing moments from 10 years ago while trying to fall asleep. But maybe we can learn to notice when our thoughts are helping us and when they're simply making noise. You don't need to have every answer today. You don't need to predict everything that will happen tomorrow. Sometimes you just need to take a breath, make the best decision you can, and let life unfold. Because not every thought needs an answer. Not every silence means something is wrong. And not every what if deserves your attention. So take it easy. Give your brain a little break. And maybe don't investigate that mysterious okay text tonight. Thank you so much for spending this time with me on New Day with English Stories. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, and come back for another story, another conversation, and another little adventure in English. I'm Jimmy. Take care. And I'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.